Hi everyone, it's Rich with my wife Kel.
Hi there.
Welcome to our show. This is actually the Ask Kel-n-Rich segment, K&R Q&A if you will.
Yes.
And we have two questions that are related tonight. And the first one is from Trudy Hébert
Hébert.
Sims, and from Louisiana. She's 60 years
Hi,
old.
Trudy.
And she asks us, why do I feel like all my friends and family have abandoned me since my brother killed himself?
It's a great question, and it's a common feeling. A lot of the times, the friends and family just don't know what to say to you to make it better because they know they can't. So they're at a loss. So they perhaps pull away or aren't as available to you because they're unsure, they feel incompetent, they feel like they're letting you down, they don't know how to help you. And so sometimes, especially with what's happened with Jared, sometimes the best thing a person can do, as you have said to us, and many on the channel have said to you, is just listen. So maybe you can have a conversation with those family members that you feel are close, and you can ask them to, they don't have to say much, but one of the keys to getting through this that has happened to us with Jared is that we live with Jared every day. Jared is in our minds. The guitar is his. It sits there. I walk by that plaque, the beautiful plaque that Larry and Jose and Tyler and the boys made for us, the gorgeous plaque. I walk by that every day and I stop and I read it. So we are living in memory of Jared. He's all over this house. When I stop on my watch, I look at the football. There's a football on our bookshelf.
Yeah, it's a football that we tossed around the
It was the
last
last
time. We
football
actually
we
went
bought.
to Toys R Us, and we had a catch, and that was the last time I saw him. And
It was here in Florida. And so
oh, there's two footballs.
there are
There's
two footballs.
Yeah. That was the last. Yeah, that was the football in Florida.
That's a Florida football. And so one of the most important things is that we talk about him. And it has been said in articles and professionals that it may seem a little weird, but it's the only way to let it out. And we talk about all the good things, and we bring those good memories up, and we share it with you here, all of you, because there's some people who are new who have no idea what's going on here or why it's happening or why we are the way they are. And it's just because they're, 700 odd videos behind. So it's no one's fault. It's just a matter of circumstance. But it's normal for them to not know what to say to you, and it's normal for you to feel like you're abandoned or to feel like you're isolated or alienated. I don't know if this helps you, but the best thing you can do is tell them what you need. And you can always call us. Absolutely. I said that to you the other night. You have our email. You can get our phone number. We would be happy to listen. And maybe you just need an outlet, because grief has no time frame. Getting over something has no time frame. It is over when it is over, if it ends. And we just live in the memory of him.
Yeah. You're asking about feeling abandoned since your brother killed himself. Well, that's a pretty special set of circumstances as well. This is someone that took their own life. You don't want to live in a future that never happened. You want to start a fresh future with fresh possibilities. And Jared passing away was sudden, and there's a piece of it that kind of smacks of it shouldn't have happened. It shouldn't have gone that way. And I think everybody in your family is saying the same thing. Something could have been done. something could happen. You could have done something. There's just so much confusion around it.
Yes.
That oh my God, where do you start the conversation? So they'll just abandon. They don't want to abandon you. They will avoid you. So I'm not sure that it's abandoned, more than just kind of the pause button is hit to maybe another day. It's kind of like it's almost like procrastination, that you just want to avoid something that's so uncomfortable. And I'm not going to create an analogy for that because it would never do it justice. But you can unpause it by creating a new future that just moves forward instead of looking back.
Rich is, one of his talents is he is the king of having the critical conversation. There's many of us that avoid the critical conversations, the uncomfortable moments, and he is very, very good at walking right up to the critical conversation and the awkward moment, and in a very professional and human way,
Respectful
way, opening the conversations that people don't want to have. And the most amazing results come from the fact that he dares to speak what's not being spoken. And maybe your family and your friends are not dealing well with this either. And maybe they are drawing back because they too are lost.
And there's blame.
And
there's shame.
There's
guilt. And who's
it's so
pointing? If
complicated.
there could be finger pointing and just unresolved stuff. And if these are people that you want to have in your life, you're probably going to have to make the first move, because it's not just awkward. It sounds like there's a lot of anger, a lot of resentment, and a lot of confusion, and
deep sadness.
And no one has the moves to navigate this clearly, because if someone did, it would have happened already. And that's one of the reasons why I step up in a very respectful way with getting permission first. That's always the first thing. I want to get permission. I don't just barge in and have this critical conversation that she's talking about. So we're going to talk about this today. No, it's never going to work. But you can start with, pick someone in the family that you have the closest connection to, that you think might be on the cusp to actually wanting to make contact with you. I would start with that person. That's what I would do in this situation, hearing the details. And open up the conversation like, I really want to move forward and reconnect to the family. Can you see a way to do that? That's a good question. You could just say that you miss them. You can start with that. So go right from your feelings of what you're experiencing. I miss the family. Sorry this happened, but let's create a new future.
The process of bereavement and bereavement groups and bereavement counseling is a very important service. And I don't know if you've gone through it. I don't know any of that. All I'm saying is that it doesn't have an expiration date. It's not a limited time offer. You can be a part of those groups, which are those people are so well trained to help people like us who have never dealt with this.
There's no manual. There's no moves for this that
And
we know instinctively.
Perhaps there's a group in your area, and you and I have discussed briefly that we both keep a lot of things in, and that too is not good. It has a limited time offer, for sure. There's only so much you can ram down inside of you before it gets the better of you, as you well know, and all of you know who are doing that or have done that in the past. And the reason why I would not speak up about things that were happening to me is because I recognized that there was nobody I could trust.
Yeah,
I didn't trust a soul.
Yeah, find someone in the family that you, like I said, have the connection
or
with.
In these groups. They're
Absolutely.
Trusted circles. These people don't get these positions and have these groups if they're not going to be emotionally responsible with people.
Do both. Family and the groups, like Kel was saying.
There's no expiration date. It's not like, oh, it's been 3 years, your time's up. They would welcome you with open arms. And I don't know where you live, and I don't know anything about your area, but funeral homes have these programs in place specifically geared towards suicide, towards losing a child, losing a spouse, losing a parent. There's a lot of places that you can go and resources that are available to you that are free.
Yeah. And there's probably a story that is being perpetuated by several family members, and you've been wrapped up in that story, and it fits really nicely in this box over here. And it's going to take a bit of energy and a bit of courage to change the narrative, to change the story. And it just starts with something. You don't want to just keep paralyzed and being estranged from your family, from something that happened that's so tragic and so unsettling to everybody, that you can take the lead. Give an opportunity to take the lead in the family, because nobody has. Remember, in the absence of leadership, what do you have? In this case, the estranged setting is taking the lead. So it's all you're going to do is you're just going to inject a new reality, which is, hey, everybody, remember me?
Yeah. And although this may seem basic, try to do things that you like and that bring you joy, and find the inner you again, because it's easy to get lost in those overwhelming tidal waves of grief and the quicksand you mentioned, trying to claw your way out of it. I think we all understand that. I think we've all been in those emotional pits, and everybody's got a different description of it. Sometimes those pits give us a great opportunity to see the light when we've been in the darkness for so long. So you're not alone. You have friends, and we're all here for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just remember this. It's always my fallback. To have something you haven't had yet, you have to do something that you haven't done yet. So be courageous, have a little bit of fearlessness, and plan it. But there's a lot of opportunities here for the groups that Kel's talking about. You might hear some golden nuggets from one of these groups and say, oh, I can totally do that tonight. I can make that phone call tonight. I can send that letter tonight. Whatever works for you to get the ball rolling. But no action is really, doesn't sound like it's an option for you anymore, and you're coming to the end of this cycle. And like Kel said, there's no time limit. But at the same time, how about picking it up now?
And unfortunately, I am a believer that we need to have darkness in order to have light. I would not be the appreciative, kind soul that I am if I did not come from immense torment. And it was living through that torment for so long that made me really appreciate when someone opens a door for me, or someone tells me that I'm beautiful. And I have definitely, he's the only person that has ever called me an angel. And I thought about that for a long time. He would say, oh, you're so my angel. You're such an angel. And I remember desperately wanting to hear that. And I realized that through all my torment of my years, I earned every single one of those feathers. And they are glued in with steel. And I have no doubt that you have your own set of wings. So, there's such goodness waiting for you.
Yeah, I'm sure your brother would want the family to come together and not have the situation now. And I think you can also consider sharing that with someone that would possibly be willing to hear that you know what, I don't know his name, the brother's name, but I'm sure he would want us to move forward with this. And that's why we turned the camera on with Jared. Jared would have loved to have seen this. He would have loved to have known that his passing would have created this. He would have gone nuts knowing that
We're
positive.
raging to domination in the living room.
Oh my God. Yeah, just with the Pantera video, just moshing, and just, he would have just loved it. So that propels us. So your brother's spirit still
Yeah.
carries on for you and your family and everybody that he touched. And you just want to tap into that a little bit. And you know how to tap into that. You know how to tap into that. And they know too. And then when they get that signature, they're going to feel it and they're going to go, yeah, I think it's time we stop all that bullshit and we get on with being a family.
And just to remind you, there's 35,000 other people watching and listening.
More than that, because those are just subscribers.
Who
100,000.
are a wealth of support and wisdom and intelligence and experience. And I know that all of you watching, if you have some great suggestions, please put them into the comments section, because this is not
Sure.
just about us dispensing wisdom. This is about all of us coming together to help each other.
And we're not professionals. We should have said that
No.
at the very beginning.
Oh,
where
yeah,
this is a
absolutely.
complete disclaimer. This is just us talking. This is just from our experience.
We're thinking of
Okay.
it as just talking with friends.
Yeah, just like having a tea or a coffee.
Yeah.
Kombucha.
Right.
All right.
We hope this helps.
Thank you so much for the question, Trudy.
Yeah.
And we're gonna answer the next one.
We'd love to know your thoughts.
The next question by itself. We wanted to just let this one be in its own space. And thank you so much. We look forward to hearing all of your thoughts on this.
Yeah.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Wait,
Bye-bye.
you have to kiss me.
I was gonna change the tradition, and apparently that was just vetoed. So we're just gonna have a little kiss for.
Were you going to bring me a puppy?
And a puppy. Bye.
Okay, well,
Give me a kiss.
I'm getting kisses.
Awkward. Later. Bye.